Hello everyone, welcome to Pep and Prep Talks, back with another episode of Breaking Down Careers, and this time it's with Mehul Fanawala, who has got 14 years of experience in B2B SaaS sales and support services. Now, for someone who has worked in a company for a very long time, like 13 to 14 years, and making a switch and starting your own company seems like a difficult part, right? But Mehul has handled it very well and is doing great with his the Clueless Company. So we have spoken about the switch, about finding a co-founder, about B2B SaaS sales and support, what it is like, and how does it look like to be working in such kind of a job role. So I think you should just go check out this insightful episode and please like, share, and subscribe to Pep and Prep Talks if you really like our conversation. So, hi Mehul, welcome to Pep and Prep Talks. I'm really excited to have you here. And in fact, I have a lot of questions for you, prepared in my head basically. But let's see how the conversation goes. And in that way, we'll proceed to have to listen all your stories and experiences, whatever you have to share with us.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Bilal, for having me here. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
also, really excited.
Yeah. So first of all, I still remember when I first followed you on Twitter, and your introduction message included that you have 14 years of experience in B2B SaaS sales, marketing, and support as well. So first of all, I want to break it down to the audience, since we mostly focus on people's career journeys and their roles. So I really want to ask you how your role has been previously for 13 years you're working in a company, right? So how was that like? How was your journey like? And before telling everything, can you define what is B2B SaaS sales like marketing like basically?
Okay, so let me ask the answers first. Okay, so B2B SaaS is basically B2B stand for the business to business. Okay, and the SaaS stand for this, the software as a service, basically a subscription based one, right? Which you have to pay, on a subscription, whether it is a monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. That's like that. It's not a lifetime basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Now coming back to my journey with this previous organization. So to be precise, I joined that company on 10 December 2007, and I left it on 7 June 7 September 2021. So it's been 13 years and 9 months. I worked there. When I joined that organization, I was a support executive. And when I quit, I was the head of sales there and director of enterprise sales. And in this many years, I formed a various team at the organization. And yeah, so and last time when I was heading, I think there was a 25, 30 people in the team. And because the total sales team size of the company was 300 people, because we were serving 25,000 customers across the globe. And it was a hospitality company. And best part is, that company, this founded by, this founders in Surat itself. So it was a company based in Surat. And yes, for audience, yes, I am from Surat. So that's the thing. Like the journey was really amazing. It's for me, it was a second home. I never ever thought in my this journey that I will ever leave this company. In fact, the same for many colleagues and even a customer as well. And in fact, many customer is that why are you leaving your own company, right? Because the way I was talking out to the people or built a relation for this many years, they never knew that I am also an employee of the company, right? So, but the whole journey was really good. But I think I'm not sure. I think this was written somewhere that I had to start the Clueless Company, and I think the things happen. And yes, and then on 10th September, yes, so that the date is again the 10th only. So I believe the 10th is might be that number is a lucky for me, because that's even my month of birth as well as October. Yeah, so
Nice. So, pretty interesting since you have been there for 13 years and you yourself said that you didn't see yourself leaving. Then what caused this change exactly? Like, how did the Clueless Company, what caused the shift to you be okay, I want to start my own company and, work on it?
right. So that's the, I would say, this most interesting, and this, I think the first question everyone asks, like whomsoever I communicate, because 13 years, 14 years almost, it's not a short term, right? It's like almost half of my life, I can say, I spend there. So what has happened that it's like I felt that it is kind of a comfort. I find more of a comfort zone, like that on a day-to-day basis, have to go office, after completing, this eight hours. But I never worked based on the timing. I just based on work, I kept doing that. But then suddenly, what has happened that I was not loving what I was doing, or I was not enjoying, and that is something kind of a deal breaker for me. Plus a comfort zone, right? So team were, team were at the peak, that performance and everything, the team and everything was a peak, right? But for me, like something was, I was really, something was going on that, okay, it's not good, right? And then if I'm not loving what I'm doing or not enjoying, then it is not good for me, right? So that's what it's taught. And it's like it's time to move on, and then let's just do something. And because if it is a job, we know that we have to go, we are going to get a fixed salary, all that kind of thing. It's a well-paying job, no problem in anything. So one fine day, the same thing happened, a couple of months ago when I resigned. I resigned on 7 June. So I had to serve a 3 months of notice period, being, the head of department. So before that also it happened once that, okay, I'm not enjoying. And then I talked to the founders, and they said, I think that is just, the temporary, the feeling you might say. I said, okay, give it a shot. And the 3 month passed and everything was all right, and then again the same feeling came. And I said, okay, I think it's the same thing. I think it's not working for me. Let's move on. And that's how this long conversation happened with the CEO founders for 2-3 weeks. And finally they agreed that, okay, no problem, you can do that. And because they had this hesitant, mainly because I did not have anything on hand, because I did not decide anything that, okay, what I'm going to do next, right? Because for me it is like I follow certain ethics, and that is something that first I want to conclude something, and then I will do that, right? And because otherwise what will happen is, if I am already deciding something and I'm not giving a chance to my company to whom I to spend a really long time, right? So it's not good as well. So that's sort of, first you relieve me, you say yes. So I got this confirmation verbally only, not even a written, but that was enough for me. Because they were still started, okay, you just find something, and then we will be happy to see you go. That, like, we see that, okay, you are safe, and you are you are home for us as well. So, but yes, that I convinced them, and they say that. And then like, now what is next? Like, is a job, or my own venture? And then finally, after lot many, this I thought a lot, and finally, this decided, okay, let's start something on on.
Nice. So my next question, I think you must be getting this a lot, but how was the shift from the job to a startup like?
So I definitely, the startup is something everyone's dream. Okay, so it's same for me. Like, definitely it was unbelievable that this finally it has happened, right? Because I'm a Gujarati, right? And you must be knowing that for Gujarati, everyone take it, okay, dande wala dimag hota hai, that kind of thing. Right. So anyway, I wanted to do something on my own, since I was thinking since quite a long time that, okay, if I do that, but I was not getting any, like $1 billion idea kind of thing, right? So that is what then, I decided to start this. So it was really that initially people, many, there's less people know that Mansi and I are working together. You must be knowing that, right? That was not the case from day one. Okay. We resigned almost at the same time. Mansi resigned on 4 June. I resigned on 7 June. Okay. And I was not aware that she has also resigned, right? When I told her that I resigned, she said that, okay, just few days ago, I also resigned. So from that day, from 7 June, I was convincing her that, okay, let's do something together, together, right? And she was also serving this 3 months, the time, okay, the notice period. But then she was not convinced. But the really, I would say, the interesting or the funny part is from day one she was a part of the Clueless Company, because she has helped me in terms of the website designing, help the content, everything written on the website is written by her from day one. Marketing and everything, strategizing and everything, she was helping. So as such,
Yeah.
she was a part of it, but officially she did not join me.
Okay.
But then what happened that just after launching a company, on 10th September, after a week on 16th of September, she said that I think I'm ready and I would like to join you. And that's how, this finally, after wait for, the three months, and she said yes. And then rest is history. So that was a really interesting part. And so just because of that, initially I just started with the sales and support part, because that's what my expertise is. And
Yeah.
Mansi she was the head of marketing in that company.
Okay.
And that's how, so we were able to add this marketing part also, the offering for the Clueless Company. So yeah, it's really exciting. And then just after a few months, we got our first customer even before launching a company. So we are building in public, so we are making an announcement on Twitter. So you are
Yes.
witnessing from day one, right? So that's what helped, and we got our first customer cost 15 through LinkedIn, and so that's how we started. And yeah, but it's really interesting journey, and my previous experience has helped me a lot in terms of processes, relationship building, and all that helped me a lot. Yeah.
Quite interesting. In fact, I was going to ask about Mansi itself, but you mentioned it already. So, okay. So you said you were convincing her from day one. So what did you see in her? Like, people say that it's very hard to find a partner or a co-founder or someone to work with. So what qualities did you see in her, or any person you want to work with? Would you like to see it that, okay, we can work together and, we'll take this forward? So any ideas or anything? Yeah.
Right. So as I mentioned, she was also part of the same company for 6 years, right? So I'm seeing her from day one, the way she's working. She was working that company, right? And then when she joined, she was a content marketer, and she quit. She was the head of marketing there, right? So she has already traveled, that journey. And I could see it because during that we had around 10 to 12 products in the company. And for many products, from I would say from scratch, she has done the thing like naming a product, then starting from naming the product, then the whole GTM for that particular product, a webinar, and all those stuff. We have done a lot many, like webinar. We have done the webinar with Google as well, the giant like Booking.com and all also. So she was taking care of the back end part. I was, I was kind of a host there. Right. So we have worked together, and so that 6 years is not less time, to really see something in someone. And then marketing is anyway, it's like everyone's needs, right? Everyone is looking for the marketing. So that was a no-brainer for me. And that's the reason, and we are very good friends as well, right? And nowadays also, like when we talk, it's like more of a friends rather than, the founders or the co-workers, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the thing.
Interesting, and that's awesome. Yeah, so let's talk about your company, and I can clearly see you're nicely promoting it in the background. So what is the Clueless Company all about? How about you tell like whoever is going to see the podcast basically, and why was it named the Clueless Company exactly?
Okay, so first I will start with this why the name is the Clueless Company. Okay. So then when I will say that what we are doing, people can connect more. Yeah. So this name came to my mind, even before I decided that, I was working that time, right?
Yeah.
And I was always thinking, okay, when I will start something on my own, what will be the name of the company? Okay. And suddenly I think I was out somewhere, and, this clueless word came to my mind that, okay, this like I'm clueless. And suddenly I thought that this is the one word that everyone use at least once in a day.
Yeah.
That, okay, I'm clueless about this, like kuch pata nahi chal raha, and all that kind of thing, right? People say that. Okay. So they say that it really sounds interesting. It's really easy, catchy to remember. Now what's it as? Like just the clueless is, not the clueless. So what should I do that? right?
Mm.
And then suddenly I recall about the boring company, about this Elon Musk company, the boring
Mm.
company. I said, oh, that's really interesting. That then I thought that, okay, how it looks, and I said, okay, the Clueless Company. That's why I finalized that name, right? I saw that, okay, even the domain was available that time. I just kept it. I did not even book the domain, everything,
Mm.
once. So again, that time also I talked to Mansi, that this is what she said. Oh, this really sound interesting. Let us keep this, right? And then it was then after that, all this, this resigning from the last company, everything happened.
Mm.
And then it was time to decide that, okay, now what is the name of the company and all. Say that, okay, let's use it. We found a domain and all. It's like the domain is also like the clueless.company. It's a very straightforward, the same as a company name. So there's a no-brainer. This is what, this is how we finalize that.
Mm.
Now coming to that, how exactly we are helping, what we are doing with the Clueless companies, right? So, and why we started with this, what we are doing. Okay, so if you look at this, especially during this pandemic, okay, many people, they have started building a product, right? And most of the companies, you say, they are building a product, of course, for
Mm.
the reason that you can scale that.
Mm.
Okay, if you want to get a funding, it's easier to get a funding, right? And many startups are coming up nowadays, and during this pandemic, you must have seen, many people have started building that, even the students, because
Yeah.
no schools and all this kind of thing. And we are a non-technical, so definitely we want to build a product, right? Then we need something, right? And we did not have any technical person, so we say that let's utilize our expertise, which is marketing, sales, and support, and
Mm.
then work on it. And what we figure out in common is that all the people, like, who are developing about, mostly they are engineers. Okay,
Mm.
they are building a great products, right? No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But we found that they are clueless about now how to take it to the market, how to market it,
Mm.
right? That's what the thing is. That, so basically, it's like helping, so GTM and all, like go to market strategy, this sales and everything. Okay, so nowadays also we are seeing that some engine, they have built a product, since like 3-4 years, but they do not have a website and all, right? Because they say that, like, we are clueless, right?
Yeah.
And that is the thing. So that's what exactly we are doing, that we are giving, the clue to the clueless people in terms of, and we are offering a marketing, sales, and support related consulting. We are doing that consulting for the companies, either it is a startups or even the established enterprises,
Mm.
right? And if you see that before pandemic, if you see many business, right, it was going on a word of mouth, right? They were not leveraging, the power of internet.
Yeah.
Okay, now even those company established, they see that, okay, now I think it's a time that we should have this online presence as well, right? So in our portfolio also, we have a company, right, who are yet to even the launch that product also, and the
Okay.
company who are there into some business from last 19-20 years also. So we have both kind of customer we are serving. And the best part is, that what our customers are saying, that the reason they are selecting the Clueless company, because we are not just helping with marketing side of it,
Mm.
but sales and support part of it. So
Yeah.
if you look at all the marketing agencies, they are focusing on a marketing part, right?
True.
But they do not have that expertise in sales and support. And
Mm.
I'm personally into the sales from last you say the 14 years, so, and
Yeah.
especially into the SaaS since
Mm.
last 11 years. So that's what the expertise. So from marketing, right, to bringing the leads, to converting, to bring that money, and to retain that customer, we
Yeah.
are connecting all the three dots out here. So that's what we are doing with the Clueless company.
No wonder it's very unique. And yeah, that's awesome. It's really cool to hear that, because I've seen that sometimes you hire a marketing person, then salesperson, it's very hard for the team to get along also, right? So this three things coming nicely from just one company, I think it makes a lot of sense. So that's great.
Absolutely.
So as a founder and as an entrepreneur, let's say, what does your role look like and how does your day look like?
So I think for me, earlier what I was doing and now I am doing is not a major difference,
Hmm.
because earlier also I work is like it's my own company only. That's what I was operating.
Yeah.
But definitely now the things has changed drastically. If I talk about my day, I start my day working somewhere on 10 o'clock, and
Hmm.
we end somewhere on 8:30, 9 for that, right? And so we Mansi and I both are complementing each other, right? Mansi is focusing on a marketing, I take care of the sales and support. So that's why even the responsibilities are divided. So it's really easy, right? Otherwise, we both are working on the same thing. Is a likely, it's likely, and we are kind of a Tom and Jerry, right? So whenever we do, that like we always pull each other's legs and all that kind of thing. But yeah, that helps a lot. And what I do is like, being a sales, like I also have to take a follow up with my prospect. I have to see that what's going on, what is the today's task. If I have to take care of, I have to follow up with something, certain things which we have finalized, done or not, reporting and all those kind of thing, right? Because I'm helping, because mostly we have to focus more on the marketing part of it. Marketing part of it, like areas like how many leads are generated for the customer and social media and all those stuff. So that's what I'm helping Mansi. Mansi is this teaching me all those kind of things. So I'm helping on that. And on top of that, certain things in terms of the generating of the invoice, the financial and everything. Because we are a 3 people team right now, where we have Mansi, myself, and we have one marketing intern. And yes, the process is going on, where we are going to hire one more marketing intern and one full-time content marketer as well. So yeah, so that's the thing. And yeah, so but pretty much the things are going in some good direction, I would say. But yes, now we are looking for a team who can help us to even grow to the next level.
Awesome. That's nice. So, basically, I've seen like a lot of, let's say, product-based startups, and then there's service-based. So yours comes under service-based. So, has it been like a bit difficult for you to promote the company on the social media and like to other people, because product is usually like you use it, take a free trial and give this. But yeah, on your website also, I saw that you're giving out free consultation first. So does it differ a lot, or have you been having a hard time, and how did you work through it? Can you please explain that?
Okay, so yes, that there's a huge difference out there between this product and service. Like the one part already I said earlier is a scalability. Okay, if you want to scale at being a product company, it's a lot easier than a service one, right? Because in product, like you can sell it, and one person can handle, like a support person can handle up to 180 customers also, if being that kind of a product. Or many times like it may not even require a support at all, right? So scalability is there. But in service, as I say, that let's say currently we have a 18 customer on board, right? And we just can't keep adding this more customer, because we have to provide them services, all a manual thing, right? Definitely certain tools help us, but we have to involve ourselves on a day-to-day basis, where we have to check that if it is a product you sold it, they are using it, and if they will stuck somewhere, they will contact you, and then you have to serve, right? Otherwise you can keep selling and all. Where in service is not like that. So that's the reason, like now if you want to, so let's say now if we add more, let's say 5-10 customers, so we at the same time we have to look for more resources as well. Okay. And also the in service based, what happens that let's say someone is starting with us right now, okay, for a month. Okay. Next month we never know that they may would like to discontinue for any reason, right? We never know that. Okay. So it is called lifetime value of the customer, okay, or the customer retention. In service based, you may not find lot many companies are working with this the same agencies for a longer period of time, right? So as of now, if I also talk about us, so currently we'll have active customer of 7 to 8 active customers, because someone just need a service for their one time for their website and all, right? Just for a content. So it is not an ongoing one. Okay, so this is what our main challenges are there, right? And then you have to look for lot of things, right? Definitely we can't say that so if it is a product, then it will have this server issues, it is going down. We are already seeing that like Instagram recently, even Zomato and Swiggy went down. So that's the next level of things. But mostly people would like to go with this product base, because everyone are fascinated by this funding and all that kind of thing. Everyone would like to be a unicorn, right? Which is not possible. I would not say this really not possible. Definitely it takes a lot of efforts to being a service based startup. But yes, but it is like nothing can be done, right? See, if we want to, but yes, we also have a plan to go one day as a product-based company, and we are, working on certain ideas as well. So never like how it goes. Let us see how it goes.
Really excited for that part now. Yeah. So okay, so I saw, okay, like since day one you have been promoting the Clueless Company. Like the moment you decided the logo, I still remember some of the tweets, so that's why I'm asking you that. So how has been the community building part has been like for you, like from Twitter, LinkedIn, let's say?
So community building, I would say it is more as happen on a Twitter rather than on a LinkedIn,
Yeah.
right? So I recall that, definitely I talked to a few people on LinkedIn also, but the way things connect or the people connect on a Twitter is at a different level,
Yeah.
right? I don't even recall that, for how many people I must have, took a call, right? First, I remember that, which Shreyas coach, you must be knowing him, right? Shreyas Assis, and so Shreyas has invited Assis and me on his podcast about, talking about the sales, right? So this is how like that the opportunity we got through, I personally got through a Twitter, right? And then took a lot many call. In fact, today just before an hour ago, I had a call with dietitian Brunmai also. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I had a call with her also, right? So it's like, for me, I think almost every alternate day I take some call with the people, on a Twitter. Either they are reaching out to me or I'm reaching out to them just to build that comment, because Twitter is something, to build that community is really, really, I would say, easy, right? Rather than, LinkedIn. And I can see that benefit. I can see that like literally the way, the community helped me on a Twitter, like less than 500 followers, close to 7,500 followers now. So that's just, it's not at all possible, without the help or, the support from this community. So it's really, really, I'm really grateful and thankful to them. Yeah.
So what are some key things you focused on that you had in mind, that this is how you will provide value to your community and or keep them engaged?
So frankly speaking, like I never ever thought it. I never even focus on, the followers, right? Definitely, like it doesn't mean that, like that, okay, followers doesn't matter. Everyone, definitely it matters a lot, right? Like especially when you are reaching to certain milestone. At first maybe less than 100 followers, then the 500, then 1K, right? And 5K, then, this 10K, and also it's really important, right? But I never focus that, okay, I want to increase my number of followers, right? And the if you even look my timeline, that, like normally I am posting anything and everything on that. Okay, once I even thought that, okay, shall I stop doing all this thing and just niche down and, just post about what purely about, my profession, like sales and support only. Okay, I even tweet about it, and people say it like, in the meme language also, jaisa chal raha hai chalne do, right? Just go, do whatever you are doing, right? And I think these people are connected just because, people would like to connect with human to human, right? We are a human, right? And they also want to have a personalized thing. So what I'm doing is, whatever coming to my mind, whatever thing is there, I'm just keep posting it. You will even hardly see I'm talking about, the selling my service or anything. I haven't done that. If we achieve something or if anything has happened to Clueless, we can just make an announcement for that. Otherwise, it's like, everything and anything. It's more of, I would say, the memes that has, that part has helped me a lot. That's that it has played this major role, in my this Twitter journey, I would say. And the same thing is helping me on LinkedIn as well.
Nice. That's awesome. So I basically opened your LinkedIn profile. I search for your name basically. So I do that quite often in Google so that I get lots of resources to research on the guest. So when I basically search for your name, this founder and sales therapist, I was like, that's so innovative. How did you come up with that?
Okay, so So the sales therapist part is basically what has happened, that that is something I formed as during my previous this organization, where I say that okay, I'm into sales from last 14 years. That's what I am doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I saw that okay, what therapies does is, right, they listen to people, and they listen to people, and they provide some kind of a solution to them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing the same thing, right? Where people are coming to me, okay, for the requirement for the software or servicing anything. I'm listening to them, and then according to them, I'm providing this support, or I'm providing a service or a solution or a consulting to them, right? So I just say that let's merge that sales into therapies, and just let me do that, the sales therapist kind of thing. And then from that day, I started using that part.
That's pretty innovative, like creative rather. Like if you read it once, you'll remember it. Like then you can be like, oh,
Absolutely.
sales therapist. It's like Mehul's profile. So yeah.
Right. It's the same for our company name also. Like it is like, it's now like, it's like become a trend, I would say. Whenever anyone will hear or see the word Clueless, they will simply tag me, the Clueless Company, and Mansi that okay, you want to see this.
Oh, nice. That's really awesome. Like that. So
This help.
do you manage all your social media by yourself?
Yes.
Wow. So how do you manage time, like with everything?
Okay, so I just have to mainly manage my time for I would say a Twitter mainly, because that's my go-to platform, or all the content which I'm creating, that's I'm creating for that only. And then normally what I do is I generate around 7-8 tweets a day, right? And whatever works well for me, then I will be using the same content on a LinkedIn as well. So it's like
Okay.
content repurposing. This is what I do. And currently I'm not more focusing, I would say, on Instagram, because I don't have that kind of bandwidth as well to manage that, right? And since beginning, something about the personal branding, we are hearing, or we are seeing from last couple of years now.
Yeah.
Right. This is something I figured it out, that the personal branding, it itself is a personal thing, right? So it's rather, if you do it yourself, that will be giving you more leverage and benefit, rather than someone else is doing you on your behalf. Right. So if you even say that, let's say, yeah, you tweeted this, or you posted this, and if someone else is taking care on my behalf, I will be not even knowing that what I did that, and then I literally will fumble that, right?
True.
So you can't build that kind of, you can't do networking that level. But if I'm doing that, so, and as far as I'm able to manage this, I don't see any problem with that. So for me, like, to creating a content or to managing social media, it's more for Twitter. But yes, difficultly, it's become, since last couple of months, it is becoming difficult for me to manage the way this community is growing. But yes, I have kind of sorted out that how to manage that effectively. And I talked to a couple of people also, and they also tried implementing, and they are seeing that okay, they are able to save some time there. Normally what we do with the Twitter is that once we are into that, like, we tweet and then we start replying at the same time once we see the engagement and all. And then it's about a lot of time, right? We don't even realize that, okay, like how the 1-2 hours just gone like anything, right? And then we say that okay, like, why I have started a Twitter in the first place, right? So what I have started doing, that I have my schedule, that normally my first post will go somewhere on 10:30, right? And then every 1 hour I may post it. Sometimes it will be plus minus, but it will be, otherwise it will be in a gap of 1 hour. Okay. And that maybe my last tweet will come around 8 or 9, or after that, if anything will come, post, otherwise it's not. That's okay. But this is how it looks like. And then during this time, I also engage with the other tweets as well. But replying to comments coming on my tweets, normally I take it at the end of the day. I use my laptop. I just go to that mention section in notification, and I just go in what was the last reply I did, and after that I will just start doing that. And I will start replying to all those comments. Sometimes you just have to give a like, sometimes you have to leave a comment, and I do that. So it will hardly take around 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. You can complete all your, sometimes your comments are very less, so you don't even have to have to do much there. But sometimes, let's say if any of your tweets get many comments, then then it becomes difficult. So yeah, this is how I started managing it, and it's helping me a lot. So yeah, that's the thing about social media.
Pretty awesome, and it's interesting. So, okay. So before we go to like really chill questions, I'd like to ask you about, let's say, a person, a fresher like me, wants to get into sales, or since you're working in marketing and customer service as well, you might have a fair idea. So, what do you think my prerequisites should be, or what do you think I should be doing so that, in coming 10-15 years, I'll be like you, let's say, like a very experienced professional who knows what he's doing or what she's doing?
Right. So I would say this, the patience is really, really important in sales, right? Which I'm seeing that, this young generation, the Gen Z, is missing that, right? They want to do everything as soon as possible, right? That's a very important, right? Because you never know that, because in my career, I onboarded a customer within 1 hour also, and then I close this customer after 3 years as well, after follow up and all that kind of thing, right? So you can just think that the level of patience you may require. Plus the sales is always, it's like people are saying the marketing and sales are, like people are not, it's not good, right? This is what people say that. But there's a misconception as well that, okay, it's like all about calling, and you have to go to this door-to-door meetings, you have to go there. So it's not just about that, but patience plays a very important role, right? And this is something, if you implement, or if you really work on it, then only you will be able to I would say learn it, right? The master is, it's like, for me, the mastering, I'm not sure what is the definition, but it is like there's always something new you can learn. Okay. And in sales is like you always get a sale when you are expecting a list. Okay. So it's same like your tweet is going viral, right? So that you will not expect even that, okay, this tweet will go viral, and that is a tweet that give the maximum engagement, or the thing. So sales is for that only. The more you try to push, the more it will go away. And if you are trying, if you build a relation with that prospect or the lead, okay, then it will help you. So relationship building, the patience, right, and the product or the services you are selling, that plays a very important role. Most of the people say that what is the most important, or the most the skills which you say for if I ask a question, everyone says the communication. Communication is important, but the first will be always will be the product. Because if you don't know your product well, doesn't matter how good your communication skill is, you will fumble, right? And you will not be comfortable when you're talking to someone. But if you are really good at your product, like if someone is waking you up even in the night, and someone will ask you, okay, hey Billy, how to do this, you will be able to answer that. Right? This is because how well you know your product. The communication becomes the secondary thing, right? That shows that how experienced you are, how experience you have in this industry, or whatever the thing is. Okay, so if you know your product well, that's very important. The learnings is basically, and the patience you will need. If you, the same goes for the support as well, because you never know how frustrated, why people will contact support. Okay, so let's say if we talk about ourselves also, let's say our phones, right? We are using Vodafone, Airtel, Jio, anything. If there's a problem, we will call our customers, and normally we are really frustrated or angry, right? So you see that, but they have to be very calm. They have to listen you very carefully, right? And then they will, even if they would like to abuse you, they won't be able to do that. They have to control themselves, right? Because of the nature of the work, right? So that's why the patience plays a very, very important role, which is something missing nowadays, which I'm seeing that even people, they are I was talking to one of the founder, and they say that people, they have said that the person was about to join from X day, but they say that, okay, I got another job, and then just move out there, right?
Right.
This is something because they do not have patience, right? They are seeing that instant, that hike of five, even without working them, and even companies are paying that maybe because of they have a funding and all. But this
Yeah.
is what people they don't have patience, right? So that's very important thing. If one can do that, that it's easier to do the sales. It's easy. And one thing is that you in I haven't seen anyone hiring the sales intern.
Hmm.
Especially I never seen that someone has posted that we are hiring a sales intern. I haven't seen that.
Same actually. It's been a while.
You will not even realize that there's a a graphic design intern, marketing intern, and all those kind
Hmm.
of thing. But
Yeah.
you will not find this a sales intern because there's this is the thing, like you have to have some patience, and like they can't do that, so it's difficult.
Yeah. Very interesting and insightful. So now moving on to the very chill part where we ask our guests these questions usually. So how do you handle the work-life balance? Like you have family, you have daughters. So yeah, so how do you manage the family time, the startup time, and of course your in general personal time?
So normally, I wake up somewhere around 7:38, and I do some workout, and then I start my working. So it's 10 to 8:30. Sometimes it goes 9. In between, definitely I take a break, like this free break and all, because we are working from home only. So that's
Yeah.
the good part. So in between, also this daughter would like to meet, I would like to have some. We do that part. But yes, otherwise after that time, it's like a family time where like a dinner and all, the spending time with
Hmm.
the daughters. When again we go go to sleep, then again we spend some time, and this is what it is. And mostly we also, at least Mansi and I, work on Saturday as well for for our team. It's a holiday, but
Okay.
we work. So but yes, like more of, we don't take any meetings, mostly
Hmm.
meetings on Saturday. So it's like some internal work, that's what we do. And
Nice.
then yeah, so other, but Sunday is like, for me, it's most of my time goes with my daughters only. Like we wake up somewhere, at least I and my elder daughter wake up around 11:30, 12, depends on when we will wake up, and then it's like rest of like the everything, like the lunch and everything, like a whole day for them only. So they will also make sure that they don't have to go anywhere on Sundays, same for
Hmm.
me as well. So yeah, it is like compensating the thing, like for the whole week the work with them. But yeah, it's like energy booster, for me at least. Yeah, and they also get it. Otherwise the
Yeah.
things are happening here and there.
That's very sweet. So we ask this question to anyone who comes on the podcast because usually like anyone coming out from college or like newly joining a job, let's say, or newly doing something, don't have ideas about handling their finance, like personal finance. So
Right.
yeah, so any tips you have or like anything you apply in your life as well, which you can share with the audience or us, so that whoever is listening will be like, okay, this is pretty normal. It's not like else we get all these high end investing tips which not everyone is familiar with. So maybe shed a
Right.
light on that. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of finance, what has happened that whatever I have done in terms of investment, everything, that is what what I understood, based on that I did it right in
Hmm.
early stage. So I recall that I think that my first invest was in LIC, because that's what going on that time. So
Yeah.
that's how I started. So I made my first investment in LIC in 2012. So it's been, you consider it's 2022. So it's been 10 years, right? So
Hmm.
that's where I made my the first investment at the age of, you say, at 36, around 23, 24. I done that my first investment.
Hmm.
Okay, and then I did some more investment in LS, but that was, I did not have any idea. But then later on I came to know about this PPF account, and then I uh, did that as well. And then I came to know about this this SIP, systematic
Yeah.
investment plan, the mutual fund, and they started doing that as well. And lately it has been during this pandemic, I did this, started this, opened this Demat account, and then started, in my this share market journey also. So, but otherwise, since many years, what I'm doing, I have prepared my Excel file, right, where I'm managing like this whole financial year starting from April. Then what will be my investment, like what will the amount I will be needing, that okay, I have my this policy, I have my SIP, this is what it is,
Yeah.
XYZ, like school fees and everything. So I know that okay, what are my fixed, I would say, the investment or the expensive, whatever we call this, right? So I know that okay, how much money I have to reserve, that in between there will be mediclaim and all that, other things will also come up, right? So I manage that. On top of that, in the same file I have, what is my, based on my personal banking, okay, how much money I have, whatever the expenses I make, I make a record of it, and I manage. So that's very important that that. And then some money you have to keep it reserved for, for the unexpected things as well, right? So that was a very, very important case I had, when I was switching that. Okay, let's say if I am starting my venture, and we also have to think from, that angle of what if it will not work, yeah, if we do not have even, if we can't, if we don't have, I have, even a single penny, so that's how, I calculate everything, that okay, I have that money reserved, that if I don't have any client or any money for the next, let's say, 12 months, 18 months, then I would be safe, because have to take care of home and everything. And also it is all very important. If you are not managing your finance well, then it will be difficult, for you to do that. So it's very important. And nowadays I think, everyone is, and many, like the app, like in money is there, right? Pariku is playing a really important
Yes.
role for this investment, finance, and all that kind of thing. So I think nowadays everyone is aware, and everyone waiting just, as soon as they will turn 18, they will have that PAN card, Aadhaar
Yeah.
card, then get account, so they will start doing that thing. Yeah. So that's the thing. And yes, I'm yet to do any investment in crypto, because I'm not yet familiar with it.
Yeah.
I think, but still I need some time to do that. But yeah, I'm so do that. But otherwise, yeah, this is what my explain the thing is with personal finance, I would say.
Yeah, some awesome tips. Even I can apply them now. Yeah, so this is all I had to ask basically. Like, I don't have any more questions, and I feel really nice knowing about everything, the whole journey, your journey, and the Clueless Company. So, any final words you have to say, or else we could wind up?
No, I think that's it from my side. Just would like to add from my side, the all the audience who is listen out there, especially the students, right? Okay, just get fascinated about what's going on, what you see on the social media, that at the age of 14, 15, 16, people are building startup, they are getting funding and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, just many people are talking about dropping out from even school as well. And the college, I personally don't recommend that, because the education plays a really, really very important role in your life. That experience also matters, right? That you are going to school, college is experience that, right? That's how you learn it. So at least basically complete, your 10, 12 grade, and then at least, like have this bachelor degree of, whatever you feel good. It's just for, if you don't just feel good for that degree, but at least for the experience, because the experience you are not going, that's the only one time you are going to get it, that you are not going to get it in online,
Yeah.
right? So that's very important. That's just a one, I would say, the piece of advice I would like to give it to, the young generation, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it from my side. Yeah.
Totally makes sense. So yeah, had an awesome time talking to you. Lots of
Same.
insightful stuff and lots of experiences to hear. So thank you for coming on the podcast, and it really means a ton to me. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me on this podcast. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Release it soon.
Okay.
Yeah.